Yes po, sabi niyo napakiusapan niyo sila na huwag mag-file, kaya wala po nag-file na kaalyado ninyo.
Lahat ng natatawag kong kaalyado ko sa House of Representatives, wala sa kanila ang nag-file.
But they signed it.
Because it's already there.
Hindi niyo rin po ba sila napakiusapan na huwag mag-sign dun sa 18 years with sa Senado?
Wala na akong pakialam doon. Tapos na, it's already in the House. That's the House. Yung congressman lang magde-decide kung anong gagawin niya.
While it is true na constitutional duty ng House na to act on the impeachment complaint, meron ho silang choice kung i-endorse sila o hindi. Diretso ko na po yung tanong, did you have a hand in this impeachment?
No, the executive cannot have a hand in the impeachment. Walang role ng executive sa impeachment. Of course, did we discuss it with the Speaker? Did we discuss it with the other congressmen? Of course. And then tinatanong, anong plano ninyo? Ano ba talagang gusto ninyong gawin? And that's it, well, nandito na ito. Hindi namin maiwasan.
Kapansin-pansin na unang pumirma sa endorsement ng anak ninyo, did he seek your advice on this, and what did you tell him?
Of course, he did. And I said, it's very simple, but I told him. I said, the process is begun. So sabi ko, andyan na tayo, sabi ko kay Kong Sandro, sabi ko sa kanya, the process has already begun. So, it's your duty now to support that process. So do your duty. That's what I told you. Do your duty. You have to support the process. You are constitutionally mandated to carry out that process. And you're a congressman, so do your duty. That's what I told you. I didn't know you'd be the first to sign that. Anyway, that's the way I see it. That's the way that happened, and now I'll open the floor to any questions of yours.
Thank you, Mr. President. First question, Ivan Marina, GMA7.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Good afternoon.
While it is true na constitutional duty ng House na to act on the impeachment complaint, meron ho silang choice kung i-endorse sila o hindi. Diretso ko na po yung tanong, did you have a hand in this impeachment?
No, the executive cannot have a hand in the impeachment. Walang role ng executive sa impeachment. Of course, did we discuss it with the Speaker? Did we discuss it with the other congressmen? Of course. And then tinatanong, anong plano ninyo? Ano ba talagang gusto ninyong gawin? And that's it, well, nandito na ito. Hindi namin maiwasan.
But the conventional thinking, Mr. President, is that nothing comes to pass in the House without the President or without Malacanang's blessing.
Well, you give me too much credit. But again, what the House has done is clearly the mandate that they have been, the constitutional mandate that they have to proceed with the impeachment complaints. So that's why I think they're just following the procedure. Pinot nila ito, na-transmit nila ang impeachment complaints sa upper house.
One last point from my end, Mr. President. Kapansin-pansin na unang pumirma sa endorsement ng anak ninyo, did he seek your advice on this, and what did you tell him?
Of course, he did. And I said, it's very simple, but I told him. And he said, you know, mukhang pipirmahan na, well, what's your opinion, what I should do? And I told him, I said, the process is begun. It has, parang batas yan eh, when you're in the legislature, when you file a bill, okay, House Bill number 1, 2, 3, etc., etc. Pag file mo yan, that bill takes a life of its own. Kahit anong gawin ng congressman na nag-file o senador na nag-file, kahit ayaw niya yung mga changes na magagawin doon sa kanang bill, wala na siyang magagawa. Because the bill is going through the process as it should. And part of that process will be amendments, etc., additions, all that. The impeachment complaint is exactly the same. Once it has been filed, there is a procedure that needs to be followed already. So sabi ko, andyan na tayo, sabi ko kay Kong Sandro, sabi ko sa kanya, the process has already begun. So, it's your duty now to support that process. So do your duty. That's what I told you. Do your duty. You have to support the process. You are constitutionally mandated to carry out that process. And you're a congressman, so do your duty. That's what I told you. I didn't know you'd be the first to sign though.
Maricel Halili, News 5.
Sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, you were very vocal before na ayaw niyo po ng impeachment because it's not the right time. But now na it's there already, paano niyo po ito nakikita na makakaapekto, especially dun sa mga ongoing priorities?
Well, it depends on how the Senate chooses to handle it. Hindi pa maliwanag kung ano yung plano ni Senate President at saka yung ating mga senador. Kung paano nila gagawin, if they will immediately convene, if they will still study the rules, if they are going to wait until the next session. So we'll have to wait until they decide on how it's going to be.
Pero just to be categorical about it, sir, don't you see this as a defiance in a way, considering na naging vocal na po kayo before that this is not the right time, and yet nag-proceed pa rin yung impeachment case?
No. I'm sure that the parties that filed the impeachment cases felt strongly about it, and despite my importunings and expressing my opinion that we really would rather not have the impeachment, they continue to do that. So, it's not defiance. May na kanilang paniniwala. Sa kanilang paniniwala, kailangan gawin ito. Kahit na sinabi ko na sana wag na, hindi pwede, hindi namin pwedeng palampasin ito. Ganun ang thinking nila. So, tinuloy nila. And I don't view that as a defiance. I view that as they're expressing what they feel to be right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Alexis Romero, Philippine Star.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Let me just go back to one of our interviews during one of your previous US visits sa Honolulu, Hawaii, when asked about the looming impeachment, supposedly that time, against Vice President Sara Duterte. When asked, you told reporters, you told us, binabantayan namin ng mabuti, this was in Honolulu, Mr. President, binabantayan namin ng mabuti because we don't want her to be impeached. She does not deserve to be impeached, so we will make sure that this is something we will pay very close attention to. So that time, apparently, you do not want her impeached. Given these recent developments, do you hold that stance still, or your position has changed?
It doesn't matter what I think. It will have to go to the procedure. It will go to trial, and we will have senator judges, and they will hear the case. The prosecutors will come from the House. There will be a defense panel, and it will be a trial. It doesn't matter what I think at this point. That was my opinion. That's my opinion when I was asked that. None of this had happened yet. But I have to keep reminding you, the executive wala kaming formal role in the entire impeachment process. The executive has no formal role. If ever there's an informal role, makausap ko yung TV speaker, makausap ko yung congressman, makausap ko yung senador, si SP, makausap ko. But that's about it. But they will decide how they will proceed. I don't think you can expect the congressman or the senator or the SP or the speaker to come to me, what do you want us to do? They know what they have their own way of doing things, and that's what they will implement. So siguro the most that the president can do, or any part of the department of the executive can do, is moral suasion. Wag na lang sana. Wala, that didn't work. Patuloy pa rin. So, we follow the process.
Salamat po.
Yeah.
Santos, Net 25.
Mr. President, sabi niyo po ang impeachment ay hindi makapagdudulot ng kabutihan sa buhay ng kahit isang Pilipino. Nung nag-ask po ng advice sa inyo si Congressman Sandro Marcos, as a father and as a father of this nation, hindi niyo po ba na-advisean siya na gawin kanyang duty para sa kapakanan at interest ng mas nakararaming mga Pilipino, at yung kung ano po yung standing niyo na sana ay huwag matuloy yung impeachment?
The House is a collegial body. They decide as one. And that was what the House decided. He is a member of the House of Representatives. So, as a member of the House of Representatives, he has to do his duty. Whatever his opinions might be, he must do his duty. Even if he's hesitant, and all this applies to not only my son, it applies to all the congressmen. Once na-file na yung impeachment complaint, gawin nyo na yung trabaho ninyo. Wala na silang choice. Yun ang tinutukoy ko, yung una kong statement ko dito. The Senate has no choice, the House has no choice. That's exactly what the situation is. Once the second that the complaint were filed.
Ang government po ba ay ready kung naman po yung maging effect implication ng sakaling matuloy po yung impeachment trial sa Senado? If in case po naman effect, kasi magtatrabaho po sila, baka maapektuhan yung gagawin.
Antayin natin kung ano yung gagawin nila. Because I don't know, wala tayong timetable, wala tayong paano yung pag-i-conduct, what are the rules that will be followed, etc. Antayin natin. It is up to them how they decide to have the trial. When they have the trial, what are the rules for the trial, how they will conduct it, etc., etc. So, who will be the presiding judge? If we have a senator judge, who will be the presiding, all of that.
Last na lang po, wala po bang plano ang ating Pangulo na pakiusapan po sila? Kayo po, wala po ba kayong plano bilang Pangulo ng ating bansa para pakiusapan sila na huwag nang ituloy yung impeachment dahil baka maka-abala nga naman po sa trabaho ng ating gobyerno at syempre sa buhay at pamumuhay ng ating mga kababayan?
The Senate has no choice, the House has no choice. They have to do this now. Once the impeachment complaint was filed, tumakbo na ang proseso. At kung hindi nila ipatakbo yung proseso, then they are delinquent in their duties. That's why they just have, that's what I meant. The House has no choice. They have to proceed with the impeachment complaint. The Senate now has no choice. They have to try the impeachment complaint. So making pakiusap doing that, it won't change anything. It won't change anything. They still have to have a trial.
Sean, People's Journal.
Sir, natapos na yung session kahapon ng Congress. Magpapatawag po ba kayo ng special session para so that the Senate can proceed with the
If
impeachment
the
trial?
senators ask for it, yes. Again, sila ang magde-decide. Hindi kami ang nagde-decide dito. If the Senate President calls me up on the telephone, the senators, kinausap ko yung mga senator kung pwede ba mag-special session. Sure, gagawin ko. Pero kung wala silang request na gano'n, ibig sabihin na may iba pa silang ginagawa. They're not yet ready.
Wala pang request na yun, sir.
How?
Wala pang request as we
Napaka-aga
speak.
naman, they just got it yesterday.
Thank you, sir.
No.
Ann Soberano, Bombo Radio.
Sir, good afternoon. Just going to get your thoughts lang, sir. May kumakalat kasing mga issue din na may mga kapalit na ayuda po. Yung mga pumirma po, mga congressman sa impeachment ay binigyan po daw ng ayuda. Your thoughts on this? Baka sakali, sir, na diversionary tactics or they wanted to undermine yung credibility po.
They're undermining the process by saying that all this, that, yeah, I've heard also the assertion that may ganon. I don't think so. Overwhelming ang boto ang pumirma. At yung sa ano ba yung pumirma 215. Ang pagkaintindi ko that meron pang mga congressman na gusto sanang pumirma pero out of town. So hindi sila makapunta para pumirma. In fact, nagtatanong ang iba kung pwede e-signature. Mukhang hindi pwede kasi kailangan ka sa harap ng section at saka isusumpa at saka naka-notarize. So, but I don't think that kind of two-thirds of the Senate, 306 sila, they got 215. So just a little bit over two-thirds, hindi mo makukuha sa ganung klaseng sistema yan. I don't know. I've been in Congress. I don't think that way of operating would have worked. Certainly not to the extent that you get 215 signatures. Okay.
Ana Badjo, GMA News Online.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, may we just get your thoughts on the statement of Representative Paulo Duterte that the impeachment was just an abuse of power and political persecution?
What else would he say? Alam mo naman sabihin niya, tama lahat yan. Dapat talaga siya. It's nothing surprising. We've heard these statements from Congressman Pulong before. I just see his reaction to that. But by Pulong Duterte about Sara Duterte, so not exactly surprising. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Sir, we have Richmond Quevedo from Tribune.
Sir, may I ask you, do you agree that somehow your opinions or statements has influenced certain members of Congress? Like somehow, sir, parang reverse psychology, like sending a kind of signal?
Well, I said it did because none of, like I said, wala naman sa yung sinasabi kong kaalado namin sa House ang nag-file ng impeachment. Kasi yun ang pakiusap ko sa kanila, huwag na kayo mag-file ng impeachment. So hindi sila nag-file ng impeachment. Ang nag-file ng impeachment, ibang grupo. Hindi mo masasabi yung grupo yung kaalado ko. So they just did what they felt was needed to be done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, Heidi Sampang, DZAS.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I know naging start pa lang naman po ito, pero gaano po kaya tayo kahanda sa economic impact po ng impeachment trial at posible po kasi itong makaslow down sa ating pag-momentum?
I doubt it very much. If you, hindi naman siguro. Wala akong nakikita magiging effect na ganun. Basta patuloy yung ang ating pinaplano, lahat yung ating mga strategy tungkol sa investment, tungkol sa mga bagong structural changes na lagi kong pinag-uusapan. But yun lang naman ang tinitignan ng investor na lang. So I don't think it will have any effect.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Julie Aurelio, Inquirer.
Good afternoon, sir. If I may recall your statement last year prior to the filing of the impeachment complaints, you said that you didn't want impeachment complaints to be filed because it would only distract legislators from doing their jobs. It will not serve or benefit any Filipino. Given that, what's your guidance to Congress so that they won't be?
I do not give guidance to Congress.
But how do you solve the problem of not distracting?
You give me far too much credit. That I can tell congressmen to do this and to do that. I cannot. I do not give guidance to Congress. We are independent of each other. Of course, we talk to each other about all kinds of things. But hindi ko kaya sasabihin, gawin mo ito, gawin mo ito, hindi ko kaya gawin ito. And so I don't even attempt to do that. So let's be very clear there. Sure, when I'm talking to them, they ask my opinion, I give them my opinion. But it's up to them to take it or not. You cannot call it guidance.